I remember hearing a girl complain in high school about how God was not answering her prayers. I was a fairly new believer at the time, so I perked up to listen. And we were friends, so I asked her a little more about what she meant. And she went on to explain how she had prayed for this, that, and the other, and how she just couldn't understand how God was not moving on her behalf. And look, if I'm being honest, at the time, I didn't really know what to say. But as I listened further, it became apparent that her prayer life revolved around one thing, her. It wasn't about getting to know God or growing in love for Him. It was all about what she was supposed to get. And then thinking further about it later, I knew her life didn't line up with what God desired either. Essentially, she viewed God as a magic genie who existed to make her wishes come true. She didn't view Him as a holy God to submit to and follow for all eternity. Looking at the text in 1 John 3, 19 through 24, and coming off of talking about loving our fellow believers that God's placed in our lives, John gives us some reassurance. To boil it down, here's what he essentially says. Love God, love people, and God will take care of the rest. Sometimes we overcomplicate things, but at the end of the day, if we're placing God as the highest priority of our lives, taking care of those around us in need, and loving them well, we can trust God to take care of everything else in our lives too. Part of this is transforming our desires to line up with His desires. God may not grant you the healing you wanted, and maybe you don't get everything in life you set out for. But when we look to Him for all that we need, He's going to give us something even better, Himself. He is all we need. And remember, change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry.